Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. That's a very slow way of saying it. I'm always very so let's start again. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tolulope Solutions. I view about faith, marriage and lifestyle from Lagos, Nigeria, and my beautiful people out there are called Team Solutions. So do us a favor and join our family by clicking on that subscribe button. God bless you as you do so. I mean, on this channel we always try as much as possible to spread positivity. I wanted to say positive vibes, but you guys get the picture. So as you can tell by the title, today's video is a highly requested one, guys. Like, I don't know why it took me this long to film it. Please, why? I think for me it just seemed like, oh, it's obvious now, like based on the values or things you guys might have seen me portray on this channel. Maybe I just thought that automatically you guys would know that, you know, this box has to be checked and that box has to be checked. Let's just jump right into the video. Okay, so I'm going to be telling you guys how I knew my husband was the one, and if you guys really want to enjoy this video, you should go and watch our how we met video if you haven't seen it, because it's going to give you like a backdrop to everything so that you can stew, you know. My husband says that thing and I'm like, now I'm saying it, this thing called marriage. Anyway, let me get serious. Get serious. First things first is, so after I met my husband, I had a list, guys. I had like almost 20 or 25 things of the things I was looking for in a man. Obviously that was the structured part of me talking, you know. Obviously I knew that some of them wasn't going to be like 100%, but it's important that you have like standards. That's the word. I think I just had a standard, you know, in my head, because they say shoot for the I beg, how did they talk that? Shoot for the moon, shoot for the stars. If you don't get it, you shoot high, so that even if you don't get high, you will not be on the ground still. You will get somewhere, something like that. That's ridiculous. I can't believe that. I'm finding it hard to know what that proverb is. Whatever. Anyway, you guys get the picture. So I had that list, and then when I met my husband, obviously fine boy and stuff like that. I need to get serious. Okay, when I met my husband, you know, I revisited the list, to be honest, and it just seemed like okay, wait, let me confess. I started talking to my husband when I wrote that list. So you guys should go and watch our videos. You know that I came out of a relationship and then we had to be friends for a long time. So it was in the period when we were friends that I actually wrote that list. So I like to say maybe there was a bit of the partiality, they call it, going on when I wrote that list, because I had him in mind. Even though we're not dating, he was one of the few guys that were around me I was talking to, potential for marriage at the time. So it's safe to say that I picked some of his characters, some of the other people's characters, and formed a list. What can a girl do? Anyway, so the first thing before I make this video super long is that obviously he had to be a man of faith. So my husband is a pastor. I met him when he came to minister in my local church and songs, a gospel artist, and so there was no questioning of his faith life. Like, obviously I'm not saying that if he's a gospel artist he's a good person. Or with our conversations, you know, we'll talk about these things, he'll give me some revelations, and I knew that okay, this guy has a sound understanding of the gospel. You know, we're on the same page on a lot of things, not everything, trust me. But like, I had to be specific in terms of things I needed to see. So the first thing is forgiving. As a man of faith, if you're not forgiving, please, you have received forgiveness of the Father, so why will you not forgive me? So the little things though, because it's not like we were even dating at the time, but you know, for me to accept his dating proposal that he went on 2 knees for, I like to always put that part there. You know, I knew that I wanted somebody who will forgive me. So or somebody that I said I will call, and because of work I send a message to say I can't call right now. Like, it won't even hold it to chest. My husband doesn't really tie things to chest. He's always the first to say I'm sorry, even though sometimes we still do strong head, but he's always the first to say I'm sorry. And that has been like that since we were friends. Like, he doesn't hold things to chest, and I knew that I needed a man that could easily be forgiven, because sometimes I could be stubborn, because I always feel like, oh, it's not an excuse, but I always feel like, oh, you know, you should have offended me, apologize first. But what I'm getting to learn in marriage is sometimes you don't even have to look at who is offending who. God's type of way, because if you want to look at offenses, how many can you count? How many was laid down on Calvary for you? You know, stuff like that. Team Solutions. On that note, you people are the real MVP. Do you know that my English is becoming more refined? No, that didn't come out right. Like, stuff like that. Apparently I've been saying stuff like that, and somebody slid into my DM and said, oh sweetheart, it doesn't have S. And I went on Google and I saw that I've just been tearing since all these days. Stuff like that. It's stuff like that. So you guys get it. Stuff like that. Shame. But yeah, you know. And then another thing under being a man of faith was I needed somebody who is patient. I am still growing. There is a lot of growth that comes with being a woman, you know, being a youth, being a teenager. I didn't meet him in my teenage years, but being a youth, you know. So there was a lot of growth I knew that I was doing. Even him, I was going through a lot of growth at the time, but I needed somebody that would be patient with me and that we could grow together. He exhibited that in the very little things as well. So that was it for me. That is under being a man of faith. Now another one that is really important is I needed somebody whose values matched my own. Oh my god. Values such as honesty, hard work, and integrity. Those are things that are like on top of my values list. And let's even start from honesty. There was a day I couldn't drive for some reason, and my husband had come into Abuja, so I was supposed to pick him up at the airport. My boyfriend there though. I was supposed to pick him up at the airport, and then I couldn't, so I ordered an Uber, and then I went with the Uber. I didn't just say okay, so I did a tow to go with the Uber, and then for some reason I don't understand, I can't even remember what really happened there, but I remember him coming into the car, and then, you know, we hugged, welcome to Abuja, da 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 da. And when we were going, for no absolute reason, guys, he just tapped me on the shoulder and he's like, oh, there's something I need to tell you. And you know, that statement comes with a lot of siblings. I'm like, giggle, what did I do? What happened? And then he's like, okay, so you remember something we were talking about earlier in the morning? Was it earlier in the day or maybe the night before, you know? I really can't remember the details. And then he goes, so when I said this, it was a lie. Guys, that was one of the moments that I knew that this man, I want to marry you. Honesty. I'm somebody that's my best man one day was here, and then my dad called me. Daddy, I'm sorry. He called me to say, oh, are you at work? I wasn't at work at the time, but I knew that my father was going to judge me if I said I wasn't at work. And I said, yes, I'm at work. Oh my god. After I dropped that call, see the way I went on and on about saying, hey, I feel bad about lying to my dad. And it's not just my dad, I've just been like that. Thankfully for me, one of the things that I don't struggle with is honesty. Like, I am a very honest person. I don't like people that lie, and I tell everybody around me, they know already. Like, if I catch you lying, I just feel like you can't be trustworthy. And you know, for me, that's a no. I always say that if you tell the truth and if you tell a lie, the truth is the outcome might still be the same. So why do you want to lie? And a lot of times we lie to please people, we lie to make people, you know, say, oh, okay. But the truth is, how about Father, how about God? I say Father. How about God, the ultimate Father? You know, why will you make God feel bad because you want to you know, please a human being? And I know that that is where a lot of sins stem from, but I'm just saying that I'm happy that this is one of my strengths. You know, I feel like other sins that I even conquer with a lot of lack of better words than lying. I don't take it personal like that in the place of prayer, you know, but when I lie like this, my chest is always not at peace. Anyway, so back to my story. So when he said that, I'm like, oh, like for me, it was not, I didn't now focus on the fact that he said he lied. It was that moment of vulnerability that he was able to come out and say, oh, you know what we discussed earlier, I lied about it, this is actually the fact. I just blew my mind. That was one of the defining moments for me when I knew that this guy is the one. And then hardworking. I love me a hardworking guy. I saw his grind and his hustle, especially as it relates to his passion. I had a list. Oh, I've said that, and on that list I remember writing that I need somebody that when you talk about your purpose and your passion, your face has to light up. My husband, as it comes to music, maybe other things can be lethargical, but as it comes to his music, Baba doesn't joke with that. So for me, I was happy that, you know, he had something that he was really passionate about, he was hardworking about it, he would travel anywhere if you say music or come and minister to God's people, you know. So I loved that. And then integrity, of course. Integrity is saying I am coming and I will be there, and then he's there. And if you're not going to be there, you let me know. It's not like I'll not be waiting for you. There was one time, my birthday that he came for in Abuja. If you're familiar, you know this thing. That's like I said, go and watch that we made video. My birthday he came for, so he was supposed to come into Abuja to minister, actually in a church. And then so that was when he said, I'm coming around that time, I'll be there for your birthday. And I was like, hey, yeah. And that was the first time we were going to see each other, you know, after a very long time. So but apparently they cancelled the administration, and then like a week or so to the birthday, now calls me to say they've cancelled it, but I'm still gonna be there because I said I'm gonna be there. That just melted my heart. Like, integrity is very key for me. I like that when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do something. So in a nutshell, you already, and I feel like something I have to point out is you need to know the values you hold dear, because if not, you're just going to settle for anything. If you don't know the values that are important to you, the things that you hold in high esteem. If you don't know the things that are very important to you, like there's a tendency for you to just settle for anything. So it's important that you write out your own values. Like for me, if you wake me up, I know that honesty, hard work, and integrity are very important values that I hold there to myself. So I needed somebody who was in that boat. The third thing, guys, is trust. Let me just be honest and be upfront with you guys. I struggled a lot with trust, and I feel like a lot of times when people struggle with trust, it comes from a place of maybe previous hurt or some things you've seen that you don't like in the relationship. For me, it was more like baggage, and I won't really say it's baggage self, because okay, maybe it was baggage from a previous relationship I had, you know, but then that was not the primary thing for me. Let me not even blame it on that. My husband is naturally around a lot of females because he's in the choir, he's the choir leader of his church, you know, he's a pastor. So if I'm going to be honest, I think it was just the fact that there were a lot of people around him, a lot of women of, I was going to say women of the opposite sex. There are a lot of people of the opposite sex around him in his church and stuff like that, at work. And for me, maybe because it was also a long distance relationship, so I don't say it a lot. At the beginning, I struggled a lot with trust. Like, I would literally, I think one of the ways we overcame that though was because we was always choosing the option of video call. Okay, so we knew that. I'd expressed it at the beginning as well. Communication is very key. On that note, I put something on Instagram, a question post saying that, what do you guys like, what are the things you guys hold dear? I think I said the one thing that you guys are looking for in marriage relationship, and there were a lot of communication and trust. Oh my god, there was so much. And you know, that's just to emphasize the importance of trust in a relationship. So one of the ways I was able to overcome that was like my husband would always insist on, let's do video call, like just so that you know that, you know, not only you I think about. I just formed that song. I hope it makes sense. So anyway, yeah, so trust. I need somebody I could trust, and like I said, I struggled with that, but along the line it became easier for me, and that's because it was able to help me in a lot of ways. Not every time, let me not just be giving him 100% credit. There were some times that I'm like, so why will you not tell me that? It skipped my mind, it's not even that deep. No. If there is somebody that is new in your office, I want to blow my own bubble. If there's somebody that is new in your office and you guys are going out for lunch, I think you should pray for me. You cannot just mention the name I'm not familiar with. That and he's like, calm down, it skipped my mind. No, it's not fair. How something like that skip your mind? You're feeding my insecurities. And it's like, hey, my sister, it's not that deep. You don't talk to her, just, you know. But not every time. There were some times that, you know, we also fed the insecurities, but a lot of times it helped me to manage it. So another thing is alignment of purpose. I cannot stress this enough. Like, I needed somebody that our purpose will align. I know that there are some men that are very, very, okay, so for instance, I got a mail, like, because I don't know how to express that, let me just give this example. I got a mail about somebody that said that she, you know, she stated all her qualifications, and like the person she's dating wants her to be a full housewife or go into ministry with him because he's a pastor. So I'm like, okay, I now asked her that, is that what you want to do? Like, if you're fine with just being in ministry, then okay, just go with the flow. And she's like, oh no, like, why did I go to school to come and be a full housewife and stuff like that? So for me, I think that's what I'm trying to drive home. Let me not go into that, that's not the topic of today. That's what I'm trying to drive home, Sha. The fact that our purpose, like when I would express my dreams and my desires and things I wanted to do with my life, is not the type to strangle my purpose and say, nope, you cannot do that in my house, you cannot do that if you're married. Like, he always gave me, if anything, extra backup, and you know, you would give me a shoulder to climb on if I needed some support. So yes, I knew that, oh, I wanted to be someone like that. For my business, for instance, like, it was really, God, women shall never satisfied though. There was one video we did, I said, oh, you don't post my videos on your Insta story every time it goes up. And Baba is here saying, but even me, the effort that I put to come and sit down and be filming with you think it's base. Anyway, because I don't remember that sometimes I would judge him, say, you're not helping me to advertise my business. And it's like, fam, go through your customer list, please tell me how many referrals you have from me. So I feel like me, just sometimes that dissatisfaction is what makes me complain sometimes, but I have to give credit to him. I might not say it to his face well enough, but he's a good man, he's good people. So yes, I needed somebody whose purpose aligned with my own, and that was effortless for us. As you know, even till now, we don't have the full picture of where we're going yet, but we still sit down, and when he talks about some things, like, the sync is just flowing. That's a good one. The sync is just flowing. The next thing is communication. We were best of friends. So our communication was even like the least of my problems. Like, I didn't even have to think about it. Communication was 100 for me. There was no like I said, even if you forgot something, it's the one that will still come back and mention it to me and say, oh, this came up, and I'm like, oh, why are you just mentioning it? But our communication was great, like 100, if I do say so myself. So I didn't even have a problem with that at all. But from inception, I needed somebody that our communication will flow. It's not like I'll be in the same house, I will feel like I'm living with my father. I didn't want somebody that for any reason you'll be making me lie because I'm scared of you or things like that. So that was one thing that stood out for me as well. You know, like I've mentioned on this channel, my sister will be saying, you guys, this friendship castle you people are building. So for me, it was like 100, and that one was a check. Another thing I wanted was somebody who was intellectually sound, and I got me somebody like that. Like, I wanted somebody that, if we're talking, can hold a conversation. There was one guy I was actually speaking with then. He's actually intellectually sound because he works in a like good place. Like, if you don't have sense, you actually can work in that place. But it's another ball game when you guys are with each other and you can express yourselves, you can talk. Like somebody that is pumping you with ideas as you're pumping. When you're not someone that you hear pumping. Anyway, somebody that is giving you ideas and you guys can flow. So for me, his intellect matched my own level of intellect. Then finally, let me say physical attraction. Okay, guess what? I'm smiling. Let me tell you, physical attraction here. Me, let me be honest. Me, on my list, I put tall, dark, handsome. Let me be honest. Like, obviously, I put it there. I wanted somebody taller than me. Until this, when my husband will always say, I'm taller than you, you're taller than me, I'm taller than you. No, it's only when you wear heels. No. You know. But on my list, I put somebody that, oh, you have to be taller than me, please. I cannot be, what's it called now? Bending down to kiss you. It was on my list. My list was that big, guys. So, when my husband came, and to be honest, I didn't really even give it a thought because I feel like those values and fact that like those are the good things that made up for it, but I'm still human, flesh and blood. So when I would think about it, I was like, but I feel good, like I have feelings for this person. So that's why the fact that I did not check my criteria of tall, I still feel good for that person. And the irony is this: my husband too always wanted to be with somebody small and petite, maybe so that I could fling you around, whatever his reason. He's like, oh, he said that he wanted somebody who was very small and petite, but you know, this heart of a thing, the heart knows and wants what it wants. So I mean, so that didn't really count. And I feel like it's important that physical attraction is important too. If I did not have feelings for this man, if I was physically attracted to him, even though it did not mark that height, you know, check mark for me, because sometimes when I will even kiss my husband, you say, oh, so you wish you were tiptoeing to kiss me. And I'm like, you know, but such is life. I'm here now, I'm stuck with you. we'll still joke about things like that, you know. So the physical attraction, I'm not saying that you should overlook it. It is still very important, but for me, because I was still very attracted to him, despite the fact that he didn't match my height goal, I'm like, okay, it's good to go. And it's not like he's down short that you cannot even sing beside me. Anyway, it's only when I wear heels, let me just say, it's only when I wear heels that I'm taller than him. He's not here, so I can say that for free, but I'm sure he's watching this video and he's nodding in acceptance. Yeah, I know you are nodding. Anyway, so yes, that's it. So one of the defining moments for me where I knew that my husband was the one. And in terms of vulnerability as well, I mentioned that there was a time that I said something to him about a part of me I wasn't comfortable with, and he was like, oh, okay, that's fine, let me give you collateral. And then he shared something on the same sphere with me as well. So I think vulnerability, somebody that you guys can be vulnerable with each other, is very important too, because this marriage thing, package if we enter once in a while. And on that note, I think that my pidgin English is getting strong. I was flowing and blowing pidgin for somebody over the week, and I'm like, now maybe this Morayo, my friend is in Bowen. I used to say that my pidgin needed help. Alpha Almagate. Anyway, I've come to the end of this video. I've just been goofy up to this video. I think it's because my husband has agreed to film with me and he'll be here in a matter of minutes. So I'm excited in advance, and I don't know which video will come first, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was worth the wait, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe on your way out, and God loves you, so do I. Bye bye. Free advice: when you don't have what to wear, enter hubby's closet. Okay, what's all this on the public holiday? Where are you going?
What does perfect even mean?